They don't need to carry on. You carry on. If you don't believe, you carry on. So what is belief is not essential. But what is reasonable is that life will go on. I'm now 90 years old. Sulak Sivaraksa, 50 years ago, it's not the same person. But we think we are the same person. See? Often, and this is where the Tibetans are very great help. The Tibetans said, when you go to sleep, in fact you are dying. Because you don't know whether you wake up the next morning. And when you wake up, that's your new life. And meanwhile, before you wake up next morning, sometimes you dream. Dream for the Tibetan is called amdo. Life in between. Life between. It may be a good dream, it may be a bad dream, but when you wake up, it's all gone. So the Tibetans even have a method of meditation to learn how to control dream. If you learn how to control dream, you can control the now, the right time to die, and where to be born. But the Tibetans are very good at that. That's why they have so many Rinpoche. These Rinpoche, before they die, they decided where and when to be born. And of course, then often they discover. But of course, there are also politics in that. Sometimes you have fake ones and so on. So that's why. So to believe in the next life or not, if it's helpful, go ahead. If it doesn't help, why should you believe in that? In Buddhism, anything which is practical, it's helpful. If not practical, why worry? The best moment is the present moment, not the future. It has not come. Not the past is gone. The present moment. The Buddhism teaches you to be aware of the present moment. Mindfulness is the present moment. That's really essential. There was a monk who went to meditate for many months. And then he went to the Buddha to report, Lord, I am now able to walk on water. The Buddha said, how stupid you are. They keep to token, so the boatman, he will carry you out. So supernaturally, not to walk on water, walk on the ground. That you know you're on the ground. The ground help you, sustain you. The ground help tree to grow. The Buddhism teach you anything relevant for life. Anything not relevant is not essential, not useful.
You're talking about the ground. I want to follow the question about the ground and the timing. Because from our understanding, Tibet is a special ground for Buddhism. So do you think, and the Tibetan Dalai Lama and those Rinpoche living in Tibet, do you think the Tibetan is more holy than Washington DC if they practice the Buddhism?
Very, very good question. First of all, you have to learn. The teaching of the Buddha, the Buddha said, I teach only one thing, dukkha. Dukkha sometimes translated as suffering, unsatisfactoriness, which we all have. And how to overcome dukkha. That's all the Buddha teaching. You can use any other means. See? Now, for those who practice Zen Buddhism, to overcome dukkha, you sit quietly, concentrate on your mind, and learn. So deep breathing, you change greed into generosity. You can change hatred into loving kindness. This is the same way. But for the Tibetan, to overcome that, you need a lot of music, you need a lot of tanka. It helps you. Yes. Just like you walk up the mountain. If you're strong enough, you walk alone. If you're not strong, you use something to help. The Tibetans use a lot of help, and sometimes they got lost. They stick to those help, and they're not going any further. And likewise, for those who believe only in deep meditation, sometimes also get lost. So in our life, we get lost easily. That's why we should always learn to be mindful, and learn to be humble, and learn that perhaps we are not on the right track. And this is where you need a good teacher, you need a good friend. The Buddha said that in our life, the best thing for us is the Kalyana Mitra. Kalyana Mitra is a person who tells you what you don't want to hear. You like to hear how wonderful you are, how generous you are. Kalyana Mitra said you are not that generous. You are cheating behind him. And if you understand such things, then we can change ourselves. Okay? Yes?
Maybe just curious about the difference or connection between the secular Buddhism and the social. You were talking about the socially engaged. The difference or connection between the two.
He's asking about, or if there is a difference or separation between secular Buddhism and socially engaged Buddhism.
As I said, the word Buddhism is coined in the West only 200 years. But the teaching of Buddha is also always to improve yourself and others. And not only other human beings, other sentient beings. That's the teaching of the Buddha. So anything, if you do anything, you feel you're much better than others, I think you are on the wrong path. Once you feel slightly better, I should learn to be more humble. I need good friends to challenge you. I think this is the way, the teaching of the Buddha. And when later on, when we divide into different schools, and well, this school may be helpful to you, that school may be not helpful to you. So in this country, in Burma, mainland Southeast Asia, we believe in the Southern School of Buddhism, which means that we must learn to be less and less selfish in order to serve others. Now in China, Korea, Japan, in Mahayana, they said we must learn to serve others first before serving ourselves. It's just slightly different. That's all. And sometimes you make it a big thing. When you make it a big thing, you can write more books, you can sell more books, you see. That's the whole point.
Okay, coming back to being reborn, reincarnation, because I am Yoruba. In the Yoruba culture in Nigeria, there's a belief that you can either be reborn if you do good in life, or if you love the life you lived so much and you want to do it again, and bad people cannot be reborn. Is it the same in Buddhism?
No, it's difficult to say whether it is the same or different, because this is a tricky question. The Buddha only said that now you see the light here, okay, and the light there. There's no connection. When this one gone, like up there, is there any connection? So because on rebirth, to tell you the truth, is useless to talk. You have to learn. And then you learn ultimately. You see things gradually. See? And there's a technique to help you to understand gradually. And it's not easy. But the Buddha recommended what you should learn is try to be less selfish, try to be more helpful to others. That's essential. Don't worry about next life, past life, and so on and so forth. Because yesterday, we cannot control yesterday. We cannot control tomorrow. But we can control now. But if we do something now, something about to have a good result.
Charles.
Yes.
As human beings, we all have urges. This could be the urge to be lazy, the urge to be greedy, even sexual urges. In Buddhism, how do you control these urges? It could even be the urge to be judgmental and show hatred against somebody who wronged me. So how do we control these human urges?
In the teaching of the Buddha, the word control is avoided. The Buddha only recommended. And what he recommended is what is known as the basic teaching. And the basic teaching is that you learn, number one, is life important? My life important? Your life important? So the first precept is that you understand about life. If I kill you, you suffer. If I harm you, you suffer. But you don't realize that I also suffer because I promote hatred in myself. The more you're killing, the more hate you become. See, you can look a lot of GI in the Vietnam War, even home, they become very much upset because they kill so many. First step, how to respect life, your life and other. And other, not only human being, all sentient being, animal included. And the second is concerning your property. If I steal from you, you suffer. But I also suffer because I have more and more greed. The more greedy I become, the more I'm not a normal person. In Buddhism, the Buddha tried to teach you how to be natural, how to be normal. And the third one is on the gender issue. Because you have lust, you want to overcome the other. It could be of the same gender or different gender, but it's lust. No, the Buddha did say no lust. No, you learn to cultivate, try to change lust into loving kindness. See, the same when you with killing, you don't not only stop killing, you learn to be kind to all beings. The same is stealing, you learn how to be more generous. So in Buddhism, you can be homosexual, you can be lesbian, nothing wrong. Because in Abrahamic religion, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, you cohabit in order to produce children. But in Buddhism, you cohabit because of lust. How to change lust into loving kindness. So everything is educating yourself. And the fourth one is concerning the three precepts concerning body action. The fourth one is concerning verbal action. When you tell lies, people deceived by you. But often you tell lies, you believe in your own deceit. You see, advertising, a lot of people believe in advertising, even political propaganda. Even to say Buddhism is the best, that is also deformation. And the fifth one normally translated as not to take alcohol and drug. No, nothing wrong with alcohol and drug. If you take, then you become mindless. That's dangerous. Because we should be mindful. Become mindless because either advertising, drug, anything, even to say well, Buddhism is the best in the world, that is wrong. So the basic teaching of Buddha, how to be natural, how to be normal, and the more we live appropriate to natural surrounding, that's the right thing to do. Okay?